variables, and constants in TypeScript. In the previous lesson, we learned the basic syntax of TypeScript. In this lesson, we will learn about variables and constants. Programs work with different kinds of information. For example, a shopping program may work with a product name, a price, and the number of items in a cart. A game may work with a player name, a score, and the current level. To store and use these values in a program, we create variables and constants. A variable stores a value that may change while the program is running. A constant stores a value that should not be reassigned after it is created. In TypeScript, we commonly create variables using the let keyword. We create constants using the const keyword. We will learn how to declare them, assign values, access their values, update variables, and choose between let and const. Let us get started. Open the TypeScript project folder in Visual Studio Code. Inside the src folder, open the demo.ts file. Let us begin by understanding why variables are useful. Suppose we want to display the name of a product. We could write the product name directly inside a console log statement. This displays the text wireless mouse. However, the value is written directly inside the console log statement. We kind of hard-coded the value. If we need to use the same product name in several places, we would have to repeat it. A better approach is to store the value in a variable and use that variable name where the value is required. The variable product name stores the value. We can then use the variable name whenever we need the value. Let us examine the first statement. The statement begins with the let keyword. The let keyword tells TypeScript that we are creating a variable. Product name is the name of the variable. The equal sign assigns a value to the variable. Wireless mouse is the initial value stored in the variable. The semicolon marks the end of the statement. Creating a variable is called declaring a variable. Giving the variable its first value is called initialization. In this statement, declaration and initialization happen together. The variable is name, product name, and its initial value is wireless mouse. TypeScript examines the initial value and understands that product name stores text. This is called type inference. We will study type inference in a separate lesson. Save the file. Compile the project. Run the generated JavaScript file. The console log statement accesses the value stored in product name and displays it. Let us write one more console log statement. Both console log statements use the value stored in product name. Compile the project, run the program, and examine the output. Now let us create variables for different values. Product name is initialized with text, so it stores text. Product price is initialized with a number, so it stores a number. Is available is initialized with a Boolean value, so it stores either true or false. Each variable has a name and a value. The name should describe what the value represents. Descriptive names make a program easier to understand. For example, product price is clearer than a short name such as P. Now let us learn how to change the value of a variable. A variable created with let can be assigned a new value. Suppose a game begins with a score of 0. When the player earns points, we can update the score. The same variable stores different values at different times. First, score stores 0. Then, score stores 10. Finally, score stores 25. Reassigning a variable replaces its previous value. The latest assigned value is the value that the variable stores. Compile the project and run the JavaScript file. Observe how the score is updated in the program from top to bottom. Now let us see what happens when we use the let keyword again with the same name in the same block. The first statement declares a variable named score. The second statement tries to declare another variable with the same name in the same block. TypeScript reports an error because a let variable cannot be redeclared in the same scope. If the variable already exists and we only want to change its value, we should not write let again. We simply assign the new value. We will discuss scope more when we work with conditions, loops, and functions. For now, understand that a variable name should not be declared twice in the same block. Next, let us learn about constants. A constant is created using the const keyword. This statement creates a constant named store name. The constant stores the value tech corner. The basic syntax is similar to a let declaration. The important difference is that a const value cannot be reassigned after the declaration. Let us use the constant in a program. The console log statement accesses the value stored in store name. Save the file, compile the project, and run it. The terminal should display the following output. Now let us try to assign a different value to the constant. TypeScript reports an error on the second statement. Therefore, it cannot be assigned a different value. A constant must also receive a value when it is declared. For example, if we do not initialize a constant, TypeScript reports an error. If a value cannot be provided immediately and must be assigned later, we need to use let instead. TypeScript allows multiple variables to be declared in one statement using commas. This syntax is valid. However, writing each declaration on a separate line is usually easier to read. Separate declarations are easier to scan, update, and comment. Now let us examine block scope. Variables declared with let and const belong to the block in which they are declared. A block is enclosed by curly braces. Both names can be used inside the block. Trying to use them outside the block causes an error. TypeScript reports that it cannot find block variable outside the block. We will see block scope more naturally when we study conditional statements and loops. For now, remember that let and const are block scoped. Now let us create a complete example that uses variables and constants together. Replace the code inside demo.ts with the following program. Let us understand this program. Store name is a constant because the store name does not change. Product name is a constant because the selected product remains the same in this example. Unit price is a constant because the price of one unit remains the same. Quantity is a variable because the customer can change the number of items. Total price is also a variable because it changes when the quantity changes. The initial quantity is 1. The initial total price is calculated by multiplying unit price by quantity. The first group of console log statements displays the initial order information. We then change quantity from 1 to 2. Because the quantity changed, we calculate total price again. The final console log statements display the updated quantity and total price. Save the demo.ts file. Compile the project. Run the generated JavaScript file. The terminal should display this output. The constants kept their assigned values. The quantity and total price variables were updated. This example demonstrates how const and let are commonly used together in a real program. Let us review the recommended practices from this lesson. Use const by default. Use let only when a value needs to be reassigned. Choose meaningful camel case names. Use one declaration per line. Declare a variable before using it. Do not redeclare a let or const name in the same block. In the next lesson, we will learn about type annotations. We will learn how to explicitly tell TypeScript what kind of value a variable, constant, function parameter, or function result should contain. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more TypeScript tutorials.